You've held one 1,000 times. It's sitting in your fridge right now. A plastic gallon of milk and pressed into its side. A strange little circle, like someone pushed a thumb into the plastic before it hardened. Most people never notice it, and the ones who do almost always guess wrong about what it's for. Some say it's where the milk pushes out when it goes bad, a built-in freshness warning. Others think it's a grip or a sneaky way to shrink the jug and sell you less. All of those answers are wrong. The truth is stranger, and it comes down to a single problem that nearly broke the modern milk jug before it ever reached your kitchen. Welcome to Breakdownz, the story behind everything. Today, the circle hiding on the side of your milk. To understand it, you have to go back to when milk didn't come in plastic at all. For decades, it arrived in glass bottles, heavy, breakable, delivered to your doorstep. Then came the waxed paper carton, patented all the way back in 1915. But everything changed in 1964 when the dairy industry introduced something new, a one-way jug blow molded from a plastic called high-density polyethylene. Cheap, light, unbreakable. Within about a decade, it took over the gallon almost entirely. But that new jug created a problem nobody saw coming. Here's how it's made. Plastic pellets are melted and squeezed into a hot tube. That tube drops into a mold, and a blast of air inflates it like a balloon until it slams against the walls and takes shape. It's fast, it's brilliant, but there's a catch. As that hot plastic cools, it shrinks. And it doesn't shrink the same amount every single time. Now think about what that means. If the jug shrinks a little too much, a full gallon of milk overflows. If it comes out a little too big, the same gallon looks underfilled, like you've been cheated. And as one bottle maker put it bluntly, people who buy milk jugs want them to be full. So manufacturers were stuck. How do you guarantee an exact gallon, every jug, every time, without building a brand new mold for every tiny variation? And here's where it gets clever, because the answer is the circle. It's spelled out in a patent filed in the late 1990s by a company called Uniloy Millicron, simply titled Milk Jug. Instead of remaking the mold, they use small interchangeable inserts, little plugs that press those indentations into the side. Change the insert, change the depth of the dent, and you fine-tune the exact volume the jug holds. The patent says it directly. The size and depth of the indentations control the fill level. That circle isn't a flaw. It's a dial, a way to hit precisely 1 gallon no matter how the plastic shrinks. But if you thought that was the whole story, the dent is doing something even more important. Because that same patent reveals a second job, and this one is structural. Milk companies want to use as little plastic as possible. Less resin means lower cost and less waste. Older jugs used between 58 and 65 grams of plastic each. The newer designs aimed for as little as 50 grams. But there's a problem. Strip too much plastic out of a jug and the walls go soft. They bulge, they sag, they dent the moment you grab them. The patent warns about this exact failure. So engineers shape the sidewalls with ribs and that recessed circle to spread out the pressure and stiffen thin plastic, letting them shave off grams while the jug still feels solid in your hand. The dent is load-bearing. Which brings us back to that very first myth, the one that says the circle pops out when your milk spoils. It sounds convincing. It's also false. Milk is pasteurized, which kills off the bacteria that produce gas, and the microbes that sour your milk in the fridge mostly don't release gas at all. A food scientist at Penn State put it plainly. For that dent to bulge from spoilage, the milk would have to be, in his words, really temperature abused. By the time the circle moves, you'd have smelled the problem long ago. So the next time you pull a gallon from the fridge, find that little circle on the side. It isn't decoration, it isn't a warning light, and it isn't there to shortchange you. It's a quiet piece of engineering, a fill-level dial and a structural brace hidden in plain sight, solving a problem you never knew existed every single time you pour. That's the story behind the circle. And once you've seen it, you'll never look at a milk jug the same way again. If you found this fascinating, hit subscribe for more stories like this, because here at Breakdownz, there's a story behind everything.